Chris, a lot of fans on the edge of their seats down to the final minutes of the game. For those watching at home, how was the atmosphere at Levi's Stadium?
Hey, Kirsten, it was raucous. I mean, all the way up well before the game. The traffic was like no one had ever seen before, probably the worst traffic that they have ever seen here at Levi's Stadium in this stadium's short history. But it was a jam-packed stadium and a raucous atmosphere, and the 49ers delivered in their final home game of the season, taking down their rival Cowboys. And you heard Rutgers say it before you started your highlights. This was a defensive slugfest. Only one touchdown for both teams. The Cowboys were harassing Brock Purdy all day. They were able to sack him twice, and he felt like he was under pressure like he had never seen before. And on the other side, they were getting after Dak Prescott as well, limiting the Cowboys to just one touchdown. You showed those two interceptions that they were able to force from Prescott after he had arguably the game of his life in that wild card win over the Buccaneers. And now the Niners, they advance to the NFC Championship, and that's already where they're focusing on, not taking any time to enjoy this win over their rivals.
Not at all yet. Wish we did, but I mean, you work so hard to get to these points, to these situations, and all we could think about was winning that game. And once we did, it's fun for a little bit, but it's more once you get in the locker room, you're just, all right, now let's move on to the next one, because we know what moment we're in our lives right here, our whole team, and we've been here before, and it's very hard to get here. So we're not really reflecting on anything yet. We got a big game this week, and that's not our ultimate goal either. So in order to do that, we got to make sure we take care of business.
Yeah, that scoreboard right now says it all. Niners come away with a win over the Cowboys in the divisional round, so they're advancing to Philadelphia. Now, the Eagles looked every bit like the #1 seed in the NFC, taking down the Giants last night 38-7 in completely dominant fashion. So we're going to have that game right here on Fox 40, the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia a week from tonight. You can watch it right here on Fox 40 with a berth in the Super Bowl on the line. And Kirsten, in the locker room afterward, that was an atmosphere like we haven't really seen too often here at Levi's Stadium. They had music playing. Usually they turn that off, and it's a pretty business-like atmosphere in there when the media comes in, but they were still very much trying to enjoy this for the final few moments they could before they turned their attention to the Eagles. We were talking with Jimmy Ward. He couldn't even tell us anything about this game. He said he's already turning his attention to Philadelphia, and that's the only thing that's on his mind.